Right. Great.
Hey, Jill, sorry, I
Hey,
came to
Amber.
stalk to see what y'all were doing because I was interested in potentially duplicating this at bid.
That's awesome. Good to see you.
Great.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. Don't want to take too much time on the front end, but I'm Dwayne Adams. I'm here with the AB Tech Small Business Center, also with my colleague Jill Sparks and Daphne Carson, who is somewhere in the crowd. But welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. We are fortunate enough to have Susan Toole from AV Tech and Matthew Phillips from the North Asheville Library. Thank you so much, you two, for joining us today and sharing with us. We're going to be discussing how to conduct smart market research for your small business using library resources. So this is always a fun and engaging program that we do. That really, I think it's one of the best kept secrets that we have when it comes to doing market research. Everybody typically just jumps online and goes to Google for information, but there is much more sophisticated and accurate data out there that you can glean knowledge from. So thank you so much for joining us, you two. And also, just so you all know, you should have got a prompt that we are recording this. We will be putting this on our YouTube channel for further viewing, and we'll share the link out with everyone at the end of the program. So thanks a lot. I'm going to turn it over to y'all.
All right, thank you guys for being here for how to conduct smart market research for your small business. So again, I am Susan Toole, and I'm the Director of Library Services at Locke Library, and I'm also joined by Matt Phillips, the Branch Manager of the North Asheville Library. So we're going to walk you through how to access our databases, demonstrate a few key tools, and then we're going to wrap up with Q&A. So as we go along, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat or jot them down, and we're going to make sure to answer those at the end. I've been at AB Tech for about 11 years, and Locke Library, if you haven't been, is on the main campus of AB Tech. And I've been in my director role for about 9 months, and I've also had some experience in Buncombe County Public Libraries as well. So wanted to start off by telling everybody that Matt and I are both LEAF Fellows. So LEAF stands for Libraries for Entrepreneurial Advancement Fellowship, which was a statewide, or is a statewide initiative created by NC IDEA in partnership with NC Live and Blink. And their goal is to equip librarians to better support entrepreneurs and small business owners in their communities. So we've been doing some training on the different databases and how to teach and work with small business owners in the community. So today we're going to give a practical overview of the free resources that can strengthen your market research. And I'm going to share my presentation. So hopefully you guys can see that. So why conduct market research? So strong market research strengthens business plans and grant proposals. It helps you understand your target market, identify competitors, gather customer demographics and industry statistics, and it supports funding applications with credible data. Because I think maybe somebody will buy it is not always the best funding strategy. So can you apply for funding without doing research? Absolutely. Is it wise? Probably not. Solid research sharpens your direction, deepens your understanding of your business, and shows funders you've done your homework and are prepared to succeed with your business. So there are many research tools out there, but today we're going to focus on databases available through NC Live. So if you haven't used NC Live, it is a free statewide library cooperative available in libraries. It provides content, services, and support to more than 200 public and academic libraries across North Carolina. So through NC Live, you have free access to resources like Data Axle, ProQuest, ABI Inform, Social Explorer, and the Entrepreneurial Mindset Training course. So we're going to move quickly through demonstrations of a few of these tools, but we do want to emphasize something important is that we are here for you guys after the webinar. So you don't have to figure out all of this alone. We're available in person, by phone, on Teams, by email. So if you need one-on-one help to refine searches, troubleshoot data access, etc., reach out to us and we'll be glad to work with you one-on-one. So we're going to talk about access. So there's several ways that you can have access to these databases. If you are an AB Tech student, staff, or faculty member, you can access these resources through the library website. If you're off campus, you'll log in with your AB Tech email and password and verify through the Microsoft Authenticator. If you're not affiliated with AB Tech, we do have a 10-day library pass access for free. And this gives you instant access to all of NC Live. So I've got the QR code here. You can also visit nclive.org/alumni/abtech. You don't have to be an alumni. That's just the name of the link. But that will give you instant access to all the resources we are going to talk about today. So no matter where you are in your business journey, we want to make sure you have seamless access to these free resources. So if you are a student and then you're no longer a student, or if you use this 10-day library pass access, after the 10 days, you can go to the nearest public library to get permanent access. And that will give you a library card, and then you can access these resources through them. So I'm going to turn it over to Matt, who will explain the Buncombe County Public Library access and services and start us off with a demonstration of Data Axle. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. All right.
Thanks, Susan, and thank you, Dwayne and Jill. I'm Matt Phillips. I'm the manager of the North Asheville Library, and I'm also the chair of our Business Resources Committee at the library. Getting a library card, we like to think is very simple at Buncombe County. You'll just need 1 to 2 pieces of information. We'll need an ID. It has to be a government ID. And then if your ID doesn't have your current address on it, we just need something with your address on it. That could be anything from, a piece of mail, a bill, bank statement, lease agreement, property tax, anything that has your name and your address associated. It could even be something that's on your phone or device. We're happy to accept pretty much anything that is that shows that you live in Buncombe County. If you don't live within Buncombe County, you can get a card for $20, and that gives you access for 1 year. So I am going to walk you through getting through our website to get to these resources, and then we'll start jumping into some of the resources that we have available. And there's going to be a lot of overlap between our resources and AB Tech's just because we are both using NC Live. So I'm going to share my screen here. Alrighty. So this is our library website. In order to get there, you can easily just type in buncombenc.gov/library. And as we go, I'll try to put links in the chat towards the end so that you'll have access to them. But this is our main page here. Pretty much everything we'll be talking about today is going to be in the virtual library section. So if you just click on virtual library, that'll take you to this page. And you'll see a number of resources right here. Firstly, you'll see NC Live. That's going to be your main repository for all of this information. And I apologize, I'm a little sick today, so I will try to mute when I can if I'm coughing. But NC Live is going to be your main source for today. You can also scroll down a bit and see some other resources we have. The one that I'd like to highlight that is not currently available at AB Tech, but is available with Buncombe County's card is LinkedIn Learning. Some of you may be familiar with it when it was called lynda.com. And LinkedIn Learning is essentially it is a training platform. I won't go too deep into it, but if you have any questions about any software you're using, whether that's accounting software like QuickBooks, advanced features in Excel, Word, etc., or even, and LinkedIn Learning also has management trainings, social media marketing, coding, all sorts of stuff. There is so much on that platform. If you have a question about how to do something in the business process, LinkedIn Learning is a good place to start. I recommend LinkedIn Learning over just typical YouTube content. You can never really tell what's vetted there. And these are full, full courses with content that is verified. That's all I'll say about LinkedIn Learning. You will need a library card to log into that. So today, my main focus is going to be on Data Axle. Data Axle is a database of business information and consumer information. You can access that right through our main page, our main virtual library page here in the orange icon, or more appropriately, head through NC Live so you can at least get a sense of all the business resources that are available. So we'll click on NC Live. And that'll take you to this page. If you were to just click on Data Axle original, just the link for Data Axle, it'll bring up a page where it asks you to log in. So you'll choose Buncombe County Public Libraries and then log in with your library card. Your PIN, by the way, is the last 4 digits of your phone number, in case you're curious. So once you log in, you'll have access to all the resources, and you can access them all from home. By clicking on this resources link, you'll see some options here. You can just browse all the databases. You can just search for Data Axle. My favorite way to go through it is to click on the business and management subject. And if you click on that, it will bring you to all of the business resources, at which you can see there are many. We won't cover everything today, just giving you a high-level overview, and we're happy to help on a one-on-one basis to get you set up with each of these. So we're going to focus on Data Axle. And we're going to pass through here. Alrighty. So we have a few different databases available even just through Data Axle. The ones I'm going to focus on today are the U.S. businesses and the U.S. consumers lifestyle databases. Some of these others can be useful, but they maybe are a little less appropriate to today's discussion. One great, let's first take a look at the U.S. businesses database. and that will, I'll show you how we navigate it. So when you first open this up, you just see this quick search field. So if you were looking up a specific company or something like that, you could just put that information in here and click view results. However, the much more useful search function is the advanced search. And using this function, you will slowly build out a search to capture the information that you're looking for. You have a variety of different options here. It really depends on what your business model is, what will be useful to you in this. So it can be kind of hard to explain just, how to use it for everyone, just because each person is going to have a different application. But some things I'd like to point out, the keyword /SIC/NAICS section, that's where you're going to narrow down the type of business that you are searching for. So you might be searching for competitors. You might be searching for a business that has a similar business model that you can model your business on and use, some of their estimates in here for expenditures and things like that. If you are a business to business, if you have a business to business model, this is a way you could search for. You can essentially do the market research directly here, and also generate lists of customers. The sky's the limit, really. It's just depends on what you're interested in. So SIC is a standard industry classification, and NAICS is another industry classification. And NAICS codes are typically what the IRS uses to classify businesses, but SIC is just another way of accessing this info. Say we're going to start a bakery. As you type things in, things will start to come up. So you'll see code. This is the code for bread and other bakery. For example, cookies. So if we were starting a cookie restaurant, sort of like Crumble or something like that, we might select this code. When you want to add a code to your search, you'll click on the code itself, and it will add it to this selected field. It helps to verify it helps to vary your search terms. There are a variety of things. As you can see, just deleting the R and the Y shows us a number of other options. We have a retail, baker's retail. Maybe you're doing wholesale. Other sorts of baking related. Dog bakeries is even in there. So there's lots of options there. You just want to build out your search to cast a wide net. And then ideally you would cast a wide net first and then slowly narrow it down to zero in on the exact information you're looking for. Another thing to point out here, you can see this record count up here, that 18,463,000 number right there. That is the total number of businesses in this database. So as you add things to your search and click this update count button, it will narrow it down for you. So click update count, and now we're down to 41,647 bakeries in the US in this database. So it's quite a few, and you might want to narrow that down a little more. One way to do that is through geography. So you've got some many options here on the geography fields. You can do zip codes. If that's useful to you, you can use Buncombe County. So if you go to it'll have you narrow it down by state and then by then give you a list of counties here. My favorite option is the map-based search. I think it's going to be tricky to show this because it'll open in a different window here, and I don't know that it'll work for my screen sharing right now. But if you click Open Map, no, I think we're good. So if you click Open Map here, you can see a big map of the US, and then if you zoom on in, it'll be tricky to navigate here. So you've got a variety of options here. You can draw a polygon by clicking individual points. And this one is, yeah. It's a little tricky. You got to double click to end it. And then as you can see, that shape we created is now here on this left pane. I'm going to delete that. I think we're probably going to be more successful with a radius. So if you click define radius, you can click and drag and then take a look at all your competitors or other similar businesses in this area. And it will tell you below the radius, like how many results that's coming up with. All right, so if we want to head back to our search, we'll click done here. By the way, you can add multiple radii, multiple circles on there. You can play with it as much as possible, dial it in as much as you need to. Lots more features here. I won't go into each of them just because we're limited on time. But if you want to dive deep on any of this, we're happy to do a consultation on that. So as you can see, we updated our account, and that gets us 49 results. We'll click on the green View Results button, and then we'll see our list. So as we scroll through, we see a variety of bakeries here. There is some of these are going to be, if you're a bakery that is more of a mom and pop shop, maybe you're competing with Cinnabon in the airport, but it's probably doubtful. I would guess that that one's not going to be super relevant for you. But there are quite a few here that might be useful for you. Let's try to find a good one. Here's one, City Bakery. It's on Charlotte Street in Asheville. So we'll click on that result. Immediately we see a bunch of information. We see their SIC and NAICS codes. So if we wanted to, we could copy this and plug these back into our search. If we're seeing things here that are valuable, we can scroll down, see their estimated number of employees, estimated square footage, hours of operation, estimated sales volume, which can be really useful. Names of their executives and managers, estimated expenditures, and then charts of their sales volume and employee size. The list goes on. There's lots of great information in here. If you were modeling your business on City Bakery and trying to capture a piece of their pie, if you will, you could use some of this information to help set up your business plan. You could also use this to talk about your competitors and what edge you have over them. That can be really useful. And then again, like I said, you can use this to generate lists of customers. Say you are actually a baking equipment manufacturer, you would all of these bakeries could potentially be your customers. So a couple more pieces here, and then I'll quickly move to the consumer's lifestyle section. You can multi-select each of the, as many of these records as you like. And then you can download them as an Excel spreadsheet. So if you click on those and click download, it'll take you to this page. You can choose comma delimited or just an Excel file. The summary is so basically you can download every piece of information in this record. That's the detailed section, or you can use the summary, which is 17 additional is 20 total fields of information, or you can create a custom report based on what specific fields of information you're interested in. So that can be really useful if you want to work on this from the Excel side rather than from the data Axle side. I always use the internal back buttons. That way we don't lose our search. I think it's gotten better so that you won't actually lose your search, but just out of habit, I use the internal buttons. All right. You can also do cool things like generate a heat map. You can, for each of these, if you wanted to look at if you're looking at a specific location, you can look at other nearby businesses. There are just lots of little bits and pieces that you can use to add information into your business plan. There are charts. There's a heat map. Lots of cool stuff. Definitely worth playing around with if this tool is useful to you. I'm going to head back to the main page now and quickly, just for a quick second, cover the consumer's lifestyle section. Once again, you'll want to go to the advanced search here. And this will get you specific people and households. So as you can see, there's 324 million records in here. That's a lot of people. You're probably in there. They use things like credit card data and things like that to create profiles for folks, and that's going to be in this lifestyles section. So your business might tie into a specific category of lifestyle. So maybe you are creating a yarn shop, in which case you go into crochet, knitting, maybe throwing quilting and sewing in there as well. And then that's going to give you all the folks in the US with an interest in crochet, knitting, and needlepoint. You can also, as you can see, narrow that down geographically. There's some demographic stuff in here that's also can be useful if that's the way that you are conceiving of doing your marketing. You will not, if you narrow some of these things down, you won't be able to see individual records. I would say in general that individual records aren't specifically useful here. You more want the numbers and a list. But some of these things are protected categories, so that they're not going to give you a list of everyone who subscribes to a specific religion in an area for obvious reasons. But things like marital status, children present can be useful for certain kinds of businesses. Income, if you are trying to estimate the general income of an area and things like that. I'll just quickly show you one last piece. So if we do North Carolina and Buncombe. So if we go to view results here, you'll see these are individuals. So you can actually click on each of these folks and see their individual profile. You can find yourself in here. I found myself in here, and thankfully the information is only so accurate, but it is it can be, some folks use this database and find it a little creepy about like what is known about you. That said, I think it can be really useful on the level of creating a list or getting the numbers over here with the record count, to get a sense of what your area looks like. So all of this stuff is citable in your business plan, and you can use data axle as a citation. This is kind of just a quick overview. There are tons of different use cases for this information. We just wanted you to get a quick overview today. If you would like to consult on this, we'll talk about how to reach us a little later on, but we do one-on-one consultations at the library, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. For now, I'm going to pass things over back to Susan to talk about ABI Inform.
Thank you so much, Matt. Now I'm going to share my window. Okay, and hopefully you can see that. Let's see, can you see the AB Tech homepage now? Okay, perfect. So for any students or anyone who has access to AB Tech, has an AB Tech email address, I'll quickly show you how to go to our resources from our AB Tech homepage. So if you go to the AB Tech homepage and you click on online services at the very top, or actually, sorry, college resources, and then click on library, scroll all the way down to Research Central, then scroll down and you'll see all NC Live e-resources. So that's the same page that we looked at with Matt. And you can also do business and management and see that as well. So we're going to start off with ABI Inform. So that's the first one here on the list. And I always recommend going with the advanced search. So from here, always click on full text. That way you know that you're getting the full article. And you can also change the publication date. A lot of times I use the last 3 years. That way you know you're getting very recent research. So a little bit about ABI Inform. It stands for American Business Information, and it has business research from scholarly journals, dissertations, working papers, key business and economics periodicals such as The Economist, country and industry focused reports, and downloadable data. So I'm going to do a quick example. So we're going to do one of Asheville's favorite businesses and go with breweries. And we're going to limit that by North Carolina. So there's other ways that you can filter here. For ABI Inform, I typically say to do broader first, and then you can narrow it down if you need to. So we're going to just do search. And we've got 9,316 results. So from here on the left-hand side, you can filter it even more if you would like. I'm going to go with scholarly journals. So we're just going to click on that. And we'll look at the first one here. So this is distilling the resources that support moonshine tourism destination image. And I usually recommend clicking on download PDF. To me, that seems a little easier to see. And it's also going to guarantee that you're going to see all of the graphics involved. So sometimes on the other page, it'll just be text and you won't see the individual graphics. So from here, you can read the article. A lot of times I recommend doing a Control F search. So if there is a certain keyword you're looking for, just so you don't have to read all of 17 pages, you can search for a specific keyword. So I'm typing in North Carolina, and it's gonna show us that that's used 63 times. So you can go directly to the areas where it talks about North Carolina. So you probably want to do something a little bit more specific than North Carolina, but that gives you an example of how you can search quickly. So this article has literature review, some other resources, graphics, etc. So this might be helpful for you when doing research on a specific topic. So the good thing about these is that you can download it, you can print it, you can email it to yourself by going to all options. You can also cite it. So if this is for a research paper or a business report, you want to cite it, you can click on Cite, and you can copy and paste this citation. So that's a really easy way to use this resource. So again, you can go back to advanced search. You can do something a little more specific just to find these articles. So a few other good uses of ABI Inform. If you go back to the home page, you can click on Browse, and that gives you access to industry reports. So again, click on Browse and then click on First Research. And you can browse by industry. You can just scroll down and find one that's close to what you're looking for. We're going to try breweries again since we already did that one. Again, there's also, you can see bars and nightclubs too, so you might want to look at both. We're going to look at just breweries. And then from here, we're going to sort it by most recent first. And this is the brewery's quarterly update from December 8th, 2025. You can click on that. Now, if you weren't going through ProQuest, this kind of information could be very costly. Some of these reports could be as much as $100 or more. So this is free information that you're getting through ABI Inform. So this is 20 pages. Again, it's a PDF. You can download, cite, email it to yourself, print, etc. But scrolling down, you can see industry overview, competitive landscape, products, operations, etc. So it's a lot of good information here. And if you wanted to get one from another time, so if you wanted to have brewery information from 2021, you can look at that as well. One other aspect of ABI Inform that's helpful is our publications. So if you go back to that home page, click on Publications, then you can search. So we have multiple ones that can be very helpful for you. Adweek is one that can be helpful for promotions. We have an Eastern Edition New York that you can click on and have the full articles, full text articles. Another one of the popular ones is The Economist. We also have Forbes and Harvard Business Review. So these are free access to these titles. We'll look at Forbes really quickly. So this is the December-January edition. and you could click on any of the articles and see more information about that. And again, you can print these out. You can email them to yourself, etc. Okay, so that's a very quick overview of ABI Inform. The other two resources I wanted to touch on very quickly, so we still have time for question and answer, is the entrepreneurial mindset training course. So if any of you have any experience with Ice House, this is based on that. So it's Ice House Entrepreneurship Program. And if you haven't already used this, you would click enroll in course for free. I already have enrolled, so I'll click on to view it. And you can see there's different modules here. This is all based on the Ice House mindset. Again, completely free. And the good thing about this is once you have started an account with them, you have free access going forward. So you don't have to log in with any of your library cards, etc. You go straight to the website and log in with your information. One more quick.
Can I say one quick note?
Sure,
Susan?
absolutely. Yeah.
On that entrepreneurship database, there's also, you'll see it on the top, there's a list of resources for local businesses and entrepreneurial support organizations. It covers the entire state. It also covers the Western region, and AB Tech, plug for AB Tech Small Business Center. They're going to be on there, but so are the manufacturing, some resources on manufacturing, some resources for grants. All of that stuff is going to be held in the entrepreneurship database there. There's also a great reading list as well.
Awesome. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, so there are a lot of different, if you go back to the NC Live and go to business, again, there's some more as well. There is an entrepreneurship database, Morningstar Investing, etc. But the last one I wanted to point out is Social Explorer. And we won't go into this too much because we do want to have some time for questions, but it's another way to get demographics. So for example, if you see, we'll go with American Community Survey, you can do a report. So you can put in your geographies by type. We're gonna go county. North Carolina, Buncombe County. Next. And then you can choose various segments. So I'm just gonna, and it's very similar to Data Axle as well, but we'll just click on a few real quick. So we'll do average household size, median age by sex, and population density. And then we're going to do a quick report. So it'll show you that 43.9% female, the total population, etc. So you can get very, very detailed in this. There's multiple different reports you can do, data sets, etc. You can also do it by map, very similar to Data Axle. So this is a fun one to, if you're looking at potential customers and the demographics for that, for reports. So, but again, it is a lot of information for such a quick amount of time. So after the webinar, we are here to help you refine searches, navigate these tools, and make sense of this data. So before we open up for questions, I did want to thank everyone for spending your time with us today and hope you walk away with practical tools that you can use. We will be sending out a follow-up information with key links, contact details, and next steps. In the meantime, if you want to contact us, let me share the other screen. Let's see. So this is our contact information. It includes the websites and that link for creating a reservation with North Asheville or PAC Library as well. So I will open it up now to questions. If anybody has any for me or Matt about any of the resources or us in general, feel free to ask those now. And I'll leave this contact information up if anybody wants to jot that down.
Seeing some questions in the chat. One question, can I access NC Live, Data Axle, LinkedIn Learning, ABI Inform, Icehouse through the Madison County Library System? The only one I'm not sure about is LinkedIn Learning, but yes, Madison County does have access to NC Live, and their director is also very helpful. So if you're up in Madison County and would like to talk about any of these resources, they're a great spot as well.
And I just wanted to add, in the meantime, feel free to use that 10-day pass that's available to anybody. So you can use that before you make it up to Madison County to get a library card. Okay, I see the comment, what's the login credentials? Is that for Buncombe County or AB Tech?
Hi,
Looks like
how are you?
Good.
I have a question. Is this can you access this through any library like in the state of North Carolina, or no, just specifically the ones you informed us of?
Any public library, if you have their library card, you can access NC Live, yes. And most, I think all colleges, if you're a student, faculty, or staff, they have access as well. So you would go in through your credentials. Answering the question from Inga, so yes, you would, for both of ours, you would log in, for AB Tech, you would log in through with your AB Tech credentials, and then you get free access to NC Live. For Buncombe County, it would be your library card number and the last 4 digits of your phone number for your PIN. But once you get logged in, you have free access. If some of the resources, you can create your own account for them to save like your searches, and that you would just use your own personal email, create your own account. So once you're able to get in through either AB Tech or Buncombe County, you would log in with your information. Does that answer that question? So we have another comment. Libraries are too powerful. Should we just be handing out memberships so freely? No, I agree. Libraries are very powerful. We should be promoting them much more. I think there's so much that we do that people don't realize. So yes, tell your friends, coworkers, everyone how great libraries are, because not just with business, but there's a lot of other things that we can do.
And to be really clear about things, they're not just free. You have already paid for them
Sure.
with your tax dollars and your sales tax. So
Yes,
take advantage of these resources that you've already paid for.
absolutely. Yeah.
I have another question. I'm sorry, I can't access the chat box. It's giving me an error every time I try. But is there any particular system that may, or is it best for like service instead of selling something? I mean, I guess it's almost the same, but like more so service. You're providing the service.
It sort of depends on the service. Yeah, any of these can be dialed in um, to it depends on who you're marketing to, right? If you're providing a service to businesses, then using the U.S. Businesses database is going to be the how you're generating that marketing data. If you're marketing to a specific demographic of consumers or people interested in specific, you know, uh, a specific interest, that U.S. consumers lifestyles database can get you some numbers. There are also certain services that have industry reports in ABIN form, and it just depends on the service and whether or not we have anything on it. So there is a bit of a like DIY element here. You have to kind of dig in a little bit to see what's available. But all kinds of businesses are in there, not just folks selling retail products.
Thank you.
And absolutely, this is the kind of thing that if you did want to meet with us, if you are a student or thinking about a small business, if you already own a small business, really any area that you're interested in, we would absolutely be glad to sit down with you and kind of go over it a little bit in more detail. So. All right, any other questions? I know it's a lot of information, but hopefully you guys will look at it and have be able to play around with it a little bit. We did that when we were in our LEAF classes. It was a lot of fun just to have that hands-on experience as well. So yeah, whatever area you're in, absolutely, you do have access, and we appreciate you guys coming, and of course the Small Business Center is more than helpful to you as well. So just letting you know of all the different resources. There are a lot of people willing and able to help you out with your business.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for your time and joining us today. This was very good, very insightful. I dropped our webpage in the chat box in case you all already don't know, abtech.edu/SBC. Reach out for more information, counseling. There's a link to our program schedule there. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you all for supporting us. Jill, do you have anything left?
I do. Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Susan. And for our folks in the audience, just want to remind you that the inaugural Small Business Center Network statewide startup showdown is a business plan competition that starts March 1. Applications open March 1 until April 6. And so market research is part of that application process. So if you're interested in that program, you can email Dwayne or Daphne or I to find out more about that, or just Google SBCN Startup Showdown. But Matt and Susan and these library resources are critical and will give you a leg up in getting the information you need for a solid application.
All right, thanks a lot. I just dropped the YouTube channel in the chat also, if you all want to check it out. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon. Have a great weekend.
Thanks everyone.